Hello, welcome back to another episode on my channel. Today will not be a long episode, but this episode will be fun because I'm going to give you my end of season predictions for all the big competitions in the world. So this will be the Premier League, FA Cup, Premier League from England, Premier League, FA Cup. From England, Premier League, FA Cup, Champions. For England, Premier League, FA Cup. For France, League. For Syria. For Italy, Syria. For City and for Italy, Syria. So those are the So we'll be going through every big trophy, every big world trophy, club trophy, up for grabs this season. And we're going to give you my predictions for those games. So, starting off with, we'll end off with the Champions League. We're going to start with the FA Cup. So we're going to start with the FA Cup in England. We're going to start with the FA Cup. So the FA Cup final is between Chelsea under Thomas Tuchel and Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp. My prediction for the Liverpool-Chelsea FA Cup semi-final is going to be 3-1 Liverpool. I'm gonna go with Liverpool to win 3-1, to beat Chelsea 3-1 in the FA Cup final, giving Liverpool the FA Cup to add to the Carabao Cup early on in the season. Now on to the big one, now moving on to the big competition other than the Champions League in England, involving English teams other than the Champions League, Premier League. So right now, as it stands, City lead Liverpool by 1 point with 4 games remaining. I'm going to give you my predictions for all 4 of the remaining City games in the Premier League and all 4 of the remaining Liverpool games in the Premier League. But before we do, I need to actually check. But before I do, I need to check the remaining fixtures, the remaining 4 Premier League fixtures for Liverpool and City. So, Premier League table. Okay, so, first game on the weekend, we have Liverpool-Tottenham, which will be 2-1 Liverpool. Salah, last-minute winner. We have City-Newcastle, which will be 2-0 City. Now we also have Liverpool-Southampton, which will be 3-1 Liverpool. And we have Man City-West Ham, which will be 1-0 Man City. Then we've got Liverpool Wolves as well, which for me will be 2-1 Liverpool. Man City Villa, which will be 3-1 City. And finally, we have Man City Wolves, which will be 4-1 Man City. And we'll have Villa Liverpool, which will be 2-0 Liverpool. And we have Aston Villa Liverpool, which will be 2-0 Liverpool. So yeah, those are my predictions. City will beat Liverpool, will win the Premier League, beating Liverpool by 1 point, in my opinion. I could see Liverpool I could see Liverpool pipping City to the Premier League. But the reason why I'm saying City is not only because I think City will win it, I don't want to see Liverpool win the quadruple. So I'm going to say, but the main reason, yes, I don't want to see, one of the reasons is I don't want to see Liverpool win the quadruple. But the main reason is I really think City have got the Premier League. I think the next game for each of the team, the next game in the Premier League for both Liverpool and City is the game that I think they could most likely drop points against. I think Liverpool could, out of Spurs, Aston Villa, Wolves, out of Liverpool's games out of Spurs, Wolves, Villa and Southampton, the most likely fixture for Liverpool to drop points in would be Spurs. And out of Newcastle, Aston Villa, West Ham, Wolves, the most likely Premier League game that City could drop points in is the Newcastle game. So yeah, the next game for both Liverpool and City, Spurs and Newcastle respectively, are the games that City and Liverpool, I think, are most likely to drop points. But I'm going to stick and say Man City will win the Premier League, which means Liverpool will not get the quadruple. But I could be wrong. We'll save the Champions League till last. Now it's time for the Serie A. Now the Serie A is actually looking very spicy. The Serie A is looking very close. AC Milan are 2 points above Inter Milan, with both teams having 3 games left. I don't know who Inter Milan and AC Milan are. I don't know the 3 teams that Inter Milan and AC Milan are playing, but I'm gonna go. I think it's difficult because I don't know who Inter Milan and AC Milan are facing until who remain. As I don't know who Inter Milan and AC Milan's remaining 3 teams are. Remaining 3 teams are. Even though I don't know that, I'm going to give you a prediction. I'm going to say, it's a tough call. Do I go Inter Milan, who won it last year, under Antonio Conte with Lautaro Martinez and Lukaku, or do I go with their fiercest rivals, AC Milan, who would win it with who would win the Serie A for the first time in a couple of years with Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I'm going to stick with it. I'm just like City, Liverpool, just like the Premier League. I'm going to stick with the top 2 as it is. I think it will be. I'm going to say AC Milan will just pip Inter Milan to the Serie A title. The reason why I think that is AC Milan has a 2-point advantage over Inter, and I think AC Milan are good enough to win their remaining 3 games, even if I don't know who the 3 teams they are playing in their remaining 3 games are. But yeah, that's my prediction for the Serie A. And final domestic trophy is from actually no, that's it. Premier League Serie A, because Bundesliga already won by Bayern Munich, Liga already won by PSG, Santander Liga already won by Real Madrid. So that's it for the domestic trophies, which leaves the Champions League. So let's recap quickly. I'm saying City will pick Liverpool to the Premier League. I'm saying the FA Cup will be won by Liverpool in a 3-1 win against Chelsea, in a 3-1 final win against Chelsea. The Serie A, I think the Serie A will be won by AC Milan, but only just. Now it's time for the big. Now it's time for the big prediction. Liverpool have literally, as I'm filming this part of the video, Liverpool have literally just put their place in the final in Paris. So it's basically who I think out of tomorrow's two teams, Man City or Real Madrid, will decide who, as Liverpool in the final. If I predict City to beat Real Madrid, it'll be a City-Liverpool final. If I predict Real Madrid to beat City, it'll be a Real Madrid-Liverpool final. Gonna do it. It's so difficult. I'm gonna do a tactic for this prediction. I'm gonna try and see if doing a prediction that I think is crazy to predict, if I'm gonna go out on a limb right now and say something. Even with their amazing performance in the first game, I don't think City will have enough firepower, like in that first leg, to beat Real Madrid. I know it sounds strange. It sounds strange and weird coming from a City fan saying that City have not got a great chance to beat Real Madrid. I'm worried for City. If they don't win a trophy this season, it will be a big. I'm worried for City, as if City do not win a Premier League a trophy this season, it'll be one of their worst. It'll be their worst season since Pep Guardiola's first season at the club. But I'm gonna go on a little limb. I'm gonna try and do a little trick. I'm gonna try and see if. So basically, I'm gonna try and, hopefully change it up a bit. So we're going to do this. This next bit of the video will shock your minds, as I'm going to go with a bit of a tactical prediction for the Champions League. So 4-3. It's 4-3 between Real Madrid and City after the first leg at the Etihad. Now it's at the Santiago Bernabeu. Real Madrid have literally just beat City. Real Madrid have just beat Espanyol. Have just won in the La Liga 4-0, clinching the La Liga title, while City are off the back of a 4-0 drumming of Leeds to keep us 1 point ahead of Liverpool going into the remaining 4 Premier League games. I think City will have confidence from that first leg and the win on the weekend, but I think Real Madrid will have a lot of confidence from clinching the title on the weekend. I'm gonna go with a bit of a tactical prediction. If it's wrong, good. If it's right, good. If it's wrong, then I'm a genius. If it's right, then if my tactical prediction is wrong, then I'm great. It was a great move. If my tactical prediction is right, then I've made a bad move. But yeah, Real Madrid City have just played in the first leg, and it's a 4-3 aggregate score between the two sides. The game will go to 40 minutes. The game will be 40 minutes in with no goals. I cannot see. There'll be no goals going into the 40th minute. And I think Real Madrid, even though it hurts me to say this, will get a penalty just before half time in the 44th minute. Benzema will step up, slot it into the bottom corner, the other side that Ederson dove, levelling Real Madrid at 4 on aggregate in the semi-final against Man City. I think in the 78th minute, Unfortunately, yet again, this is part of the tactical prediction. Real Madrid will extend their lead to 2-0 in the 78th minute through Benzema yet again, putting Real Madrid 5-4 on aggregate against Man City in the Champions League semi-final, going into the last 12 minutes. And you'd expect, you'd probably, I would assume you'd probably guess that I would keep it as it is. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think in the 89th minute, Man City will get a free kick from the edge of the box. Mahrez and De Bruyne will be the two players near the ball. Riyad Mahrez will run onto the ball, look like he's going to take the free kick, will run over the free kick, will run over the ball, and De Bruyne will lift it up and over the wall into the top right corner to make it City 5, Real Madrid 5 on aggregate, which means I'm predicting it will be 2-1 to Real Madrid after the 90 minutes, a 5-all aggregate draw, a 5-all aggregate score, with the game going to extra time. And this is where my tactical prediction comes into play. City will equalise the game at 2-all just before half-time of extra time, which will make it 6-all on aggregate. Which will make it Man City 6, Real Madrid 5 on aggregate. In the 116th minute, Real Madrid will score yet again to make it 3-2 to Real Madrid on the night, 6-all on aggregate. And this is where the tactical prediction comes in. There'll be no more goals after Real Madrid level the tie at 6-all on aggregate, which means the tie will go to penalties. City after 4 penalties each and 4 penalties scored each, it'll be De Bruyne and Benzema. It'll be De Bruyne taking the 5th penalty kick for City. But before De Bruyne will take a penalty kick, the final penalty kick out 5 for City in this penalty shootout, Benzema will step up to take a penalty against Ederson. His 3rd penalty in the tie. 2 in open play, 2 during the actual tie, and 1 during the penalty shootout. Benzema will score from the penalty spot against Ederson yet again, making it 5-4 on aggregate. 5-4 on penalties to Real Madrid, with 1 penalty still left to be taken. And that penalty will be in the hands. That possible deciding penalty will be in the hands of De Bruyne. And I've said it a couple of times, but now this is where my tactical prediction comes in. As my tactical prediction is predicting that De Bruyne, and this might be a stroke of genius, or it might be completely wrong, or it might be this might be a stroke of genius, or it might be completely right. Real Madrid will, Thibaut Courtois will save Kevin De Bruyne's penalty to knock City out of the Champions League in the semi-final. 6-all on aggregate after 120 minutes. 5-4 on penalties to Real Madrid. That's my semi-final prediction. That's my tactical semi-final prediction. And my final prediction between Liverpool and Man City. Liverpool, and my final prediction, and my Champions League final prediction between Liverpool and Real Madrid will be Real Madrid will take the lead 1-0 through a bullet header from Benzema after an amazing cross from Vinicius Jr. Liverpool will then equalise through Mo Salah with a penalty, which will be given away by Alaba, which will be given away by Nacho Fernandez, and won by Luis Diaz. Salah will take the penalty, score it, sending Courtois the wrong way. Liverpool will then take the lead. Liverpool will then take the lead through Mo Salah again. This time from open play, it will be a long ball to Salah from Virgil van Dijk. Salah will take a very good touch and put it past Courtois. Liverpool will then score again through Salah again. Salah will get his hat-trick. Another penalty won by Salah, conceded by Nacho Fernandez yet again, scored by Salah to make it 3-1 to Liverpool in the Champions League final. Liverpool will then make it 4-1 through Diaz. A Jota assist. Jota will start on the halfway line, dribble past three Real Madrid defenders, squaring it across the box for an easy tap in, scored by Luis Diaz to make it 4-1 to Liverpool in the Champions League final. And Real Madrid will then score one more goal to make it 4-2 in the final to Liverpool through Benzema yet again, this time from a corner, and another bullet header from Benzema, but from a corner. A bullet header from Benzema from a corner, but the final whistle will go, and that will be it. That will be that. Real Madrid knocking out City and then losing to Liverpool in the final, giving Liverpool a third trophy of the season, one trophy away, the Premier League, from winning the Quadruple. Those are my tactical predictions for the Champions League. What I hope happens in the Champions League is City destroy Real Madrid. So the reason why I made this tactical move is, I think if I say City will lose, fingers crossed they might. Hopefully this plan might backfire, but this was my plan all along. To predict, I'm just going out on a limb and saying, predicting Real Madrid to beat City and losing to Liverpool in the final is a tactical prediction, as I have no clue what's going to happen in the Champions League. I have no clue who's going to win out of the second leg out of City and Real Madrid. I have no clue who's going to go to face Liverpool in the final, and I have no clue who out of Liverpool and then City or Real Madrid will win. I just gave you my tactical prediction. So I said Real Madrid will beat City, knock out City in the semi-finals. Real Madrid will then lose to Liverpool, winning the Champions League. That's my tactical prediction. My dream prediction, the prediction that I would love to see. This is going to be my... So this is going to be my prediction. Hopefully you're ready. Because unfortunately, I don't... The main concern here is I'm predicting these for fun, but the main reason why I'm doing this, I'm just making sure Liverpool don't win the Quadruple. That's all. I'm just trying to make sure that in all my power that Liverpool do not win the Quadruple. But yeah, that was my tactical prediction. Real Madrid beating City in the semis, losing to Liverpool in the final. The prediction that I want to come true is City 3, Real Madrid 0. In the semi-final second leg, taking City through 7-3 on aggregate, and seeing City beat Liverpool by 2-1 in the last minute through Phil Foden from 25 yards out, from 25 yards out, it will be laid to him by De Bruyne. It will be laid out to Foden by De Bruyne, and Foden will smash it in. That's the prediction that I would love to come true. But if I'm being honest, if I predict City to beat Real Madrid, they're probably going to lose. If I predict Real Madrid to beat City, there's a possibility that City will beat Real Madrid. I think I'm basically just cursing it by saying I think now let me express my concern about the quadruple. The quadruple is difficult to win because you have to be consistent throughout the season in every single competition. In English football can offer. The Premier League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and the Champions League. And my brain had a pretty good thought. Is winning the quadruple even really impressive? My head gave me an interesting thought. Is the quadruple even that impressive? Yes, it's difficult to be consistent in every single competition and win every single trophy in those competitions, and win every single of those, and win all of those competitions. But is the quadruple even impressive? Because 2 out of the 4 trophies, the 2 out of the 4 trophies are not as big as they used to. 2 out of the 4 trophies, well, 1 out of the 4 trophies never was big and never will be big. And the other one of the 2 trophies and another one of the 4 trophies doesn't matter anymore, because as it's starting to get, less impressive to win the FA Cup. So the big question is, my brain gave me the question, and my brain asked myself, is it really that impressive to win the quadruple? I know, yes, it probably is. Just like the domestic treble, until City won it. Just like the domestic treble until it was won until City got the domestic treble. It was a trophy. It was a thing you couldn't win. No team could win the domestic treble the English domestic treble. Man City did exactly that. They just failed in the Champions League. I really want you to think and put that in the conversation. Is there any team in the Premier League, in Premier League history, that came close to a quadruple? Because I can remember a couple. Well, I can remember the one case. There is one. There is one thing. There was one season where a team was so close to the quadruple, but couldn't do it because they failed in one. Competition, and that was City. City back in 18-19 won the domestic treble. Like I said, City back in 2018-19 won the domestic treble. Could have won the quadruple if they just had a better season in the Champions League and weren't knocked out by Tottenham. The eventual finalist losers of that exact same season. But yeah, the conscious brain, like I said, my brain consciously gave me the answer, gave me the question to ask you. Is the quadruple impressive anymore when 2 of the trophies are bogus? The Carabao Cup doesn't matter. The Carabao Cup, the League Cup, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. It's just a small cup. The Carabao Cup especially doesn't matter because other than Liverpool, the only team to have won it is City. So that's not a good. The Carabao Cup is not a good trophy to win as one team has won it 4 times. One team, City, has won the Carabao Cup 4 times. The only team other than Man City that have won the Carabao Cup is Liverpool. Does that make for a good trophy? No. the Carabao Cup isn't as good as people think it is because it's just a league trophy where only 2 clubs have won it, City and Liverpool. As FA Cup used to matter because there was friendship. FA Cup magic existed a couple of years ago. Yes, this season you had Nottingham Forest knock Leicester out, and yes, you had Middlesbrough knock both United out on penalties and Spurs out in extra time. But is the FA Cup impressive to win anymore? Probably not. The FA Cup used to be amazing. I would take if City won the FA Cup almost every year like Arsenal used to do, I would have taken that in the past. But now FA Cup, the answer to the question. The answer to the question, is the quadruple even impressive? The answer for me would be no. The quadruple isn't as impressive as people think because the Champions League and Premier League trump the FA Cup and Carabao Cup completely. The only trophies that big teams like Man City care to win now are the Premier League. The only trophies big teams like Man City care to win these days is their domestic league and the Champions League. No one cares about winning the FA Cup and Carabao Cup as people used to. So yeah, the answer to the question, is the quadruple that impressive? For Liverpool, no, it's not that impressive because we've expected so much from them. Okay, but let's end the video. Literally in the next minute. Overview of the video. So we gave you my Serie A winners being AC Milan. I gave you my Premier League winners in Man City. I gave you my FA Cup winners in Liverpool, and my Champions League and my expected Champions League winners Liverpool, and my dream Champions League winners City. I've just gone on a possible pointless rant about how when you look at it, the quadruple doesn't seem as impressive as people think. The overview is, I don't think the quadruple is enough to call Liverpool. I don't think Liverpool will 100% not the best. Liverpool will not be the best team in Premier League history if they win the quadruple, but as in world history, in world football, because of other players. Like, just because Real Madrid won 13 Champions Leagues doesn't mean they're one of the best. Doesn't mean. You know, I'm just trying to take into consideration how can Liverpool really be cool? Can this Liverpool possible quadruple winning side actually be considered the best team in world football? I don't think so. Back in the days, the FA Cup and back in the days, FA Cup and League Cup mattered. They barely matter anymore. So why should Liverpool, if they win the quadruple, be considered the best side? Because they think 4 trophies equals the best team in the world, in world football. Well, for me, that's not the case. Yes, the quadruple hasn't been won yet. And if the quadruple was that impressive, a team would have already won it by now. If the quadruple was even that impressive, a team would have already won it by now. City would have already won it by now in the 18-19 season if it was all that impressive to win the quadruple. That is my opinion. For me, the quadruple doesn't matter as much. Doesn't matter when two of the trophies are best. When with two of the quadruple trophies, there's no point in winning two of the quadruple trophies, as the other two quadruple trophies, Premier League and Champions League, matter more than winning the Champions League and Premier League matter more than winning the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. Maybe you could disagree with me, but I don't think Liverpool will be the best team in Premier League history, world football history, if they win the quadruple, because the quadruple to win the quadruple isn't that impressive, as the FA Cup and Champions League get completely trumped by the Premier League and Champions League. The Premier League is 10 times better than the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. The Champions League is 50 times better than the Carabao Cup and FA Cup. If Liverpool win the quadruple, they've won 2 amazing trophies to win and 2 bonus trophies to win. So, in my personal opinion, Liverpool cannot be considered. In my personal opinion, Liverpool are not the best team in world football, Premier League and Premier League history, in world football history and Premier League history, if they win the quadruple. In my opinion, I don't think you can consider Liverpool the best team in the world if they win the quadruple, when the Carabao Cup and FA Cup are nothing trophies right now, these days. The Cup and FA Cup in the past 5 to 15 years has mattered. The FA Cup, basically the best description of the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. The FA Cup and Carabao Cup are a footnote to a good season. And if you don't know what footnote means, then search it up, because that is the damaging word. That is the word that describes it. Okay? But yeah, they are a footnote, which means they don't matter anymore like they used to. So that's it. Liverpool, happily, I'll give you win the quadruple. Liverpool, you're going to win the quadruple. Okay, I'm saying it now. I'm revoking all my predictions. Liverpool, you're going to win the quadruple, because I just want to get to next season. This season has been so long. Soon. Okay.
Alright. You okay?
Yep. The season has been so long. I just want it over with. I want to get to that. I want to get to the moment. I want to get to the summer transfer window so City can sign Haaland. I want to get to the World Cup to possibly see if England could win it. I just want this season to be over. Really, it's the longest season in my life, in my opinion. There's just so many. It's just too long of a season. So let's be positive until the end of the season, and go into next season. And then come next season, forget everything about this season. We need to forget.
You're carrying on talking.
I am,
exactly the same volume.
No, I'm not.
I'm telling you, you are.
I'm not. I'm quieting. It's getting quieter. But yeah. So yeah. I just want to get through the rest of this season. I don't care about what trophies Liverpool win. I don't care if City get knocked out of the Champions League. I just want next season to come. I cannot wait for the longest football season in my life to come to an end. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this very long, this video that turned from a short video to an extremely long video. But yeah, put down in the comment section if you have anything against what I say. And everything that I just said in this video is my personal opinion. So don't go and say, Jonah, you're wrong. The quadruple does matter. The quadruple is impressive. It's my opinion. If I don't think the quadruple is that impressive, then I don't think it's that impressive. It's just my opinion. Have a nice rest of have a nice day tomorrow. But until next time, I'm out. Subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell to catch up with all my latest videos. But until the next one on my channel, I'm out. Peace and a bye.